We're delighted to announce the appointment of Robert Trebes Jr.
If you lost respect for Brian, he's gone now, okay? And whoever takes over, and I don't know who it's going to be. I think I've got a shot at it, right? But
Robert, let's again. You brought up to Raul not to blow smoke. There's no question in anybody's minds that you are going to be that guy.
You know, we're trying this out. There are some other successful programs across the nation. We believe this will be successful. It's cheaper, and there is a shortage of these types of employees around the country, and certainly in this area. When City Manager Cotter brought this to my attention, I think it was just before he even appointed me as the chief. Anyway, we talked. I think it was just before he even appointed me as the chief. Anyway, we talked.
You're going to be the chief.
Well,
let's not say I think I'm going to be that guy. They're setting in motion. There are things that are being set in motion for you to be that guy. Let's just be honest about it.
I'm telling you, I think I'm going to be that guy.
And I know he's not here today, but I want to thank retired Chief Brian Williamson for his leadership, his mentorship, and for his friendship. He is a main driving force on why I'm standing here today.
Yes, all right.
I don't know. No, Toby has never said you're going to be the next chief. That's what I'm telling you.
For the last 8 years, I decided 8 years ago that I wanted to be chief of police. So for 8 years, I have been mentally looking at people's strengths and weaknesses.
Okay? So yes, with you, I think I'm going to be that guy. What I'm saying is what I want. I want to do away with these problems that you're talking about.
And I do too, and that's why I'm going to promote.
Look, there's a time that you absolutely hated me, okay?
Really?
Yes.
Really? There was a time when I absolutely hated you.
Yes, and you even...
Oh. When is that, Robert?
You came to me down at the academy, and you told me you were so angry with me.
Over what, Robert?
Over the Gerard thing. You came to my office.
Oh, because of the email that you wrote?
Yes. Yes.
And I said I hated you for that.
You said you were so angry at me over that.
I never said I hated you. First of all, you said I hated you, and that's just absolutely not true.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I was angry about it. Because you interjected yourself into an investigation that you shouldn't have interjected yourself. And Chief Williamson and Head both were also angry with you as well. Yes, absolutely.
Because I actually talked to Brian about it. And I told him why I did. It had nothing, just like I told you back then, it had nothing to do with your internal investigation. It had to do with the criminal part of it. Period. Anyway, my point to that is I have always, just like with anybody else, I try my hardest to go out of my way, if that's what it takes, to make sure that I can have good relationships with people, even when they're angry at me, even when I didn't know that you were angry at me about doing something that I didn't feel had any bearing on your investigation whatsoever. My point to that is the same thing with Raul. Look, Raul, we want to talk about rumors. I've heard that you've said so many things about me. Okay, so what? Okay? But we're talking about rumors here. Same thing. Have I ever been anything but absolutely...
No. Can I take one of these waters out here?
Please. Right?
You've always been.
My point to this is
No one.
I've never
negative about.
I have never been in this, because you brought up this good old boy system. I've never been okay with a good old boy system.
I'm glad to hear that.
And if we want to talk about a good old boy system, if you remember a conversation that we had back on November 3rd, 2004, in your car, while you were doing a drug buy for the Lewis house. You were
2004.
Yes, I'm sorry, 2000. Yes, 2004. 11/3 of 2004. He was doing a drug buy, driving a white truck, wearing white-rimmed sunglasses. I don't know why I remember this distinctly. You had a female in your car doing a drug buy on the Lewis. You were telling me about an upcoming, you were talking to me about, you were a corporal at the time, you were talking to me about how you were doing the work of a sergeant.
Back.
And now that there's a sergeant, yes, there's a sergeant testing coming up, and
Were you a sergeant at the time?
no, I was on FTO.
Oh, okay.
And you told me that Chief Head had set up the test to where you were going to be the next sergeant and you were going to just take over. And
Yeah, that did happen.
Yes.
And
Talk
it's
about
true.
good.
I've told people that.
Right.
And I'll even take it a step further. I don't want it to happen that way. Even though I know I was qualified, I know when they first submitted the memorandum, it said you had to have been a corporal for a year. So they asked me why I didn't put in for it. I said I can't because it has to be a year. They changed it. And I've said it. That was freaking shitty, kind of. Because when they went in for interviews, Chuck Jones was one of them. Yeah, I do remember. And I too said, I don't think it's fair. It made me look bad. I didn't like getting it under that, even though I knew I was qualified for it. But I was willing to let someone else do it. I told them I can't put in for it, but they did do that.
I know.
And it sucked.
And that's my point. I completely disagreed with it then.
Yeah.
I still disagree with it now.
Yeah, it did happen to me. And I've told everyone.
I don't like the good old boy system. You
Good.
brought it up, and I want to
Good.
make sure that you know I don't like the good old boy system.
So. So when Marv said that, oh, there's always going to be a good old boy system, what was he referring to?
I have no idea.
Good, I'm glad you clarified that because I do not like that system at all.
I don't either.
I think it's horrible. I don't think there's any place for that in law enforcement.
I agree.
Good.
I agree.
Then we agree.
So, I mean, I don't know. Is there any other questions that I can answer for you, Scott? Because you're still not happy with.
Oh no, I've said my piece. I've said everything I want to say.
Can I say something else? Really quick.
It doesn't change some of my thoughts about what's going on. I mean, with respect to, I think things may change. And if Jason told you correctly, I had an absolute open mind coming into this meeting with you in hopes that this was not true. And I'm not saying it is true at this point, but at the same time, I think there are things that need to be resolved, and they need to be resolved with Marv about why he would be saying all these things and somehow knowing all these names. I mean, clearly it appears to me that if either Kenny and Al came to Marv and told Marv that they also talked to you, and that's where Marv is drawing these opinions from, or maybe Al or Marv even came to, or Jason came to Marv, but how Marv is drawing this opinion that there's a plan in place that includes him, that includes Al, that includes Kenny, and includes Jason being the next commanders here. The only thing, I guess the conclusion I can draw is that all these individuals must have come to Marv, or you talked to Marv about it.
Brad, we need the sniper rifle, right?
Right, yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Our community supports your team every day. You probably don't know this, but just about every day someone's coming to the lobby with something, cookies and cakes and donuts. That's why we all have to wear smartwatches, and they all have Fitbits because they have to go walk 30,000 steps after eating in our break room. Some of those great people are in the back of the room.
I think that you've done a fantastic job.
All right.
Many of them can't be here because they're out working.
Thank you, Desert Valley Elementary School, for the Valentine's Day cards.
But also with that, they want less crime. We work for less poverty.
We're all just getting driven into the poorhouse, and we've got to come up with a better solution.
Just ask the mayor about the sniper rifle. He loves to talk to me about the sniper rifle.
I love to watch you dance, Tony. Yeah? I love it. I love to watch you dance. I just love it. Watching you dance.
The two. Brad, we need the sniper rifle, right? We need 3. Okay, so.
Thank you, Desert Valley Elementary School, for the Valentine's Day cards.
Our outside consulting firm said you can't find anybody across this country better than Robert.
Bullhead City, I want to thank you, Mayor and Council, and especially Toby Cotter, for all the efforts and advice you've given us to stay on track as far as getting yes votes. So we're working on that really hard. Sorry, did I say?
Toby Cotter has not given you any advice.
I'm sorry. One of the evaluators, who is a current chief in another community in California.
Oh, you are so great, and wow, yes, I love your music, and wow,
wrote the following.
Oh, this one here is so good. So good, and it's not good.
I think that Robert has great potential and has worked very hard during his career to prepare himself for this position.
It's not good, Agent. I heard this song. I make it. It's horrible. We can say it.
Sorry, did I say?
Toby Cotter has not given you any advice.
I'm sorry, did I say?
Toby Cotter has not given you any advice.
I'm sorry, did I say?
Toby Cotter has not given you any advice.
I'm sorry.